Yay. Fighting expressions. Check, check. I'm assuming we'll probably stop that iron out a few things. Is there anything else to check? I guess for the weight on the lower jaw. I'd like to have the influence speed just a bit lower. Good enough. All right, save that, turn off the mirror. Now on the low poly body, we'll update the reference, and then we can review the animations, double check everything looks good, and then export again. Also, I thought I had been streaming for the last hour. All right, so let's go to the animation here. We'll also do the same thing, duplicate, update. Okay, so starting from the top. Link still looks amazing. Okay. Just want to check just a few of these vis seams. Let's make sure face orientation is on. Lower that intensity. It used to be its own thing. Ain't that just the way? Okay. That looks great. Okay. Nothing popping out red. Me gusta. Okay, let's export this. So we'll go to export body, select the body. We'll duplicate, apply. Should work just fine. Pretty sure. And then we save, and here, shape key Baker, we will make sure we have the right thing on. Save, click, and bake. Okay, so now should have shape keys, which we do right here. They're looking super good. Should look exactly the same as the ones we just made. So move over here, boom, boom. AutoWork Pro. Export. Let's test these expressions. And then we'll focus on. Okay, this is the export one. We have an animations one that's separate. Goofy, but necessary. Hello, Oob Stream Hub World. Welcome. We're making a VR chat avatar right here. It's a custom character that I'm making for a client of mine, completely from scratch. That may not mean anything to you, but who knows? Now we just added those expressions. We can see them there. And we will we're going to drag in our most recent commission, Orion. We'll use the prefab. Just drag them right in. There we go. All right, there's Orion, previous character I created. What we'd like to do is take some of these things and put them on our character in NUGs. So we'll do head chop's fine, breath will do. Don't have a breath on NUG just yet, but we'll add it. Clothing, Aurora Glow, that's all good, that's all good. Body here, that's fine. What I really need is, we don't have the gestures. Here we go. Gestures. Oh. Yeah. Should have been. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay. So we added gestures. Got breath, gestures. Tail would be good. I already have it in there. That's about it, honestly. Here we go. Hello, Uni. Welcome. Welcome back. Cool. So we got some basic stuff on the character. Got the discard for the torso, for the hips. We have Fishbone wings. Fishbones on both the wings. Wing upper bar. Bam. How's your day going, Uni? Having a good one? I hope you are. And remove that. Remove this. Right now, these are all custom expressions. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. We'll want to swap those out for NUGs animations, which should be in here. Smirk. We don't have. Beautiful. Make sure we're using our layers. NUG expression manual. Good. That's good to hear. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Orion expressions manual. That should be its own animator. It would have been. Okay, well, let's duplicate it. Move it over here. Animators. Boom. And we'll just switch it to NUG. And a NUG, we're using one blend shape. This one is still the Orion blend shape. So we will swap that with our blend tray here. Manual expressions. Boom. That's fine. Well, no, it's not fine. Blend tree. Expression manual. Okay, that's all of them. If it's all of them, then I don't need to worry about that. We just need to reference this. So click. Going to screenshot this. Bam. All right. Move this here. Manual expressions there. Let's assign everything. So animations. We've got neutral, angry, shock, sad, flush, fusion, blep, these other ones we don't need. Yep. Save. All right. So we added NUG expression manual here. I went to 25 local vendors to sell business. Okay, heck yeah. Graphic design services. Interesting. How'd that go? Get rid of global parameters. Boom, boom. Everything's NUG. We do need a breath blend shape. We shall save. We shall test. Yes. expressions working. Great. That means no vice seams. Oh, no vice seams are working. It's fun. Interesting. Is blink rate new? That is new. Cool. You're using Unity. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What are you doing? So we've taken our avatar, built them in Blender, done all the things to make the character, and in Unity, we're integrating all those assets with the game they're going to be in. So we need to like format things certain ways, and we want to add certain features. We have to do that through Unity because that's the actual engine. That's actually what's, you know, making everything run. All right, let's do some gestures. Let's see how. Now we use NUG gesture layer. I'm gonna swap that with Orion's gesture layer just to test. Well, then we'd have to include. If we do that, then we'd have to include the FBX. I don't want to include the FBX, so we'd have to extract the animations and send them over. Fine with that. Yeah. Interesting. There's no animation for the tip of the finger, just the first two bones. That makes sense. Okay, so we will need custom gestures. Good to confirm. Are you in LinkedIn? I think I made a LinkedIn account probably bordering on 13 years ago. And I don't think I've used it since. You know, if you're familiar with graphic design and 3D modeling, something I see that's growing a lot right now that might be worth looking into are 3D printed objects. Because, you know, not everyone needs graphic design, but if you're familiar enough with Blender to make a 3D model, a lot of people just need things like, oh, I want some place to put my phone. I want a sign for my business. I want this and that. So I think your graphic design skills, if you could translate those to 3D printing, you'd be in a good spot. Good spot. And it might be a little more similar than you expect. See the nails? Super. Thank you. No 3D? Okay, heck yeah. Yeah, then yeah, I would definitely think about looking at 3D printing and offering those services to people. Because there's really no end. You know, if you could just walk up to someone like, hey, I can make you a custom phone case, you know, you have a little bit more I don't know, you're not trying to convince anyone. I feel like it's a little easier to convince someone to see the value of that. Okay, gestures. Sorry, getting distracted. Oh, go to animations. We do have all of Kibo's gestures. Honestly, we're gonna have to redo them all anyway, though. So we'll go here. NUG. Gesture. That's I know VFX Animator. Okay, heck yeah. I just think like with 3D, a lot of those skills are anything that is digital right now. Okay, maybe a better way to say it is the digital and the physical are going to overlap at some point. And I think any 3D artist, any artist of any kind should really look at taking advantage of that. Yeah. You can just find value for the people around you, not necessarily for. It's like, hey, like, oh, okay, I know of this 3D print that helps you do your dishes or solves some specific problem that you personally have. I feel like there's going to be tons of value in that. Anyway, I'm just yammering. That's my thought. All right, so we'll copy the fist gesture, save that. Now let's make the rest. So we've got quite a few. We've got this little list. All right. Here. Also, because I know you're looking for work. There is a server for VR chat called VRC Traders, and a lot of people are looking for stuff done for them in there all the time. But it's usually VR chat related stuff. So these are the ones we want right there. Bam. All right, we've got fist. Now we need like an open hand. What is that? This must be a new bone. It's cool. Now we'll go back to fist. Make a new one. We'll do point this one. That one's super easy. Back to fist. You know what? Actually, should have stayed on point. Done another one. And this will be finger gun. I'll just do boom, boom. And then we'll do rock and roll, which will also start from point. So we can just do Cool. Then back to finger gun, fist, open, point, rock and roll. I think peace is the only one that's left. Oops. Cool. Let's switch back to the T pose. And then we've created all these animations. We have a separate scene in order to do the NUG animations by themselves. We just need to add those actions. We're going to batch them. And it'll be all these. Right there. Hit OK. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's about it. We're going to add some wings in a second. Maybe I should rename this to gestures. Get rid of this one, then add another one called NUG wings and search wing. Add. All right, so that gives us two sets. A little easier to organize. And let's export that. I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll be right back. I'm back. Hello, Jeannie. Welcome. Sorry for being away for a little bit. Okay, so we just exported our animations. Let's take a little look-see at where they came in. So they should have come into this folder in the animations. And I can see them all. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, that's all we need. Let's go to the NUG gesture layer. We're in it right here. Pop open the animations so we can reference them. So fist. Ooh, we actually do need a neutral or idle animation. So we're missing one. Let's just assign them all first. Ooh, thumbs up. Also missing thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So back to here. We'll do thumbs up. To do that one, we'll do fist. Make a new animation. Thumbs up. Save. Okay. And then we'll do but this one doesn't matter. Title. Save. Save. All right. So for this one kind of like a relaxed hand gesture. Slight curve to the fingers, and then the thumb aligned with the rest of the hand. Like this. A little bit of rotation in. For these ones. So I would say something like. Okay. We'll do that. We'll switch this back to the T pose. Just want to reset it really quick. Okay. And we'll go to export. We'll go to our gestures. Add in idle. And thumb. I share a few more animations. We got the idle now. Gesture idle. And then the thumbs up. So bada bing, bada boom. NUG has got the moves. It's idle here. I actually am going to do completely custom locomotion poses now as well, because honestly, it is a huge pain to do it in Unity to make those poses. Always worth doing the animation work in Blender. Unity is not built for it. Okay, gesture is assigned. Let's confirm, and then we'll work on those locomotions. I'm greedy. I got 1 hour, a little less. And then I will have to call it for today because I've got a meeting. That doesn't look right. All right, so it is in there. I do have gestures here, but those are the expressions. So prefab's not self-contained, animates things outside the body. Those should be working just fine. Why not? Not moving the hand fully. Let's go to, let's review. Maybe we need 2 keyframes for each of them. So we'll go here, go to our frame. Or I need to force start end key, shape key, reset, transform. Let's do. Useful as some controllers are not keyframed. Avoid persistent offsets. No, that's not it. All right, so let's just go through all NUG. And we just want to make sure that there are back. That's why. They're starting on frame 0. Try one more time. exported, saved. Okay, much better. Save. Cool. Custom gestures. Now, we do have this locomotion layer, which we would want to assign here. NUG locomotion uses the standard blend trees, as expected. We will replace them standing, crouching, and prone. Okay. Then on each of these, we need to assign the new animation. I just want to take a look at what it should be. Go back down to our example package for VR chat. Should be in here. Crouching. So at 0, this is what the crouch animation looks like. Okay. So let's we'll want to make keyframes for everything but the face. So let's select sign, and we'll also hide the wings. Yeah, for now. Ooh, we'll also want a tail pose. Let me write that down. Excuse me. Crouching pose. I'll look at that again. I'm going to screenshot it for reference. So kind of a goofy pose. The general idea is that we want to lower the hips until basically the knee would touch the bottom, which is about the same distance, so it should go right about there. Right about here. Oh boy. That's new. I think it's new. Off the mirror. They have the left leg further out. Yeah, this is so much easier. Look at this. Get nice, beautiful positioning. Where'd this thing? Gonna move the butt up just a little bit. And we'll turn back on just to lower the arms. We will also not weight the tail. I'm going to copy this pose. I'm going to move. Yep. NUG, locomotion, crouch. Switch back to T-pose. I'd like to review this, make sure it integrates properly before I make the next one. Also make a new set. Motion. So. So many things to do. All right, back up top. Looking at NUG. Beautiful. I really should never do any other way. Okay. So let's look at our blend trees for crouching. Go ahead. Put that there. And in the meantime, we will assign the stand still just in case to, oh, I didn't even select the right thing, but go here, standing locomotion needs the, all right, that's good. All right, let's take a little look. Again, the transition between the states, surprisingly slow. This one here. 0.68. Let's see what it looks like on the original motion animator, which would be right here. .68. And it is a fixed duration. All right. Well, still too slow for me. We'll just turn off fixed duration and set 0.2. Oh, actually no. Sorry. This is when the transition happens. Still want the transition to happen. Just want the duration off. Okay. Let's see. Excuse me. That's funny. All right, that's because there's no animation filling that spot, so it acts a little weird. Let's look at the prone. Low crawl still. Okay, so this is what the standard crawl actually looks like in VR chat. Terrible. So we'll make a new one. Get rid of that. This will be NUG, logo motion, prone. And we'll need one more for the default pose, this default standing pose. Okay. The main thing we want to do is ensure that the head stays centered over the origin. Okay. Oop. Let's go back to the T pose. Logo motion, stand still. The what was I trying to say? Hand pose does not matter much. All right, more locomotion anims. Prone and stand still. Save, export again, finger waggle, and then I'll be heading out in 15 minutes. Go. Let's go to the locomotion layer. Actually, there are blend trees, crouch. We've added prone. On NUG is missing, so we shall add NUG, prone. Looks a little too symmetrical. Be nice to have the knees splayed out a little bit more. Yeah, a little too robotic looking. Looks better. Looks intentional, but not quite. Let's hit play, take a little look. Go. I think let's make a new empty object, which we'll call VRC Fury Wings. Put this here, and we'll make a toggle. Well, actually, okay. To start with, we'll just do a full controller. Right in our animators. New animator. This will be NUG. wings. And that's what we'll add here. And in NUG wings, first thing that happens is wings idle. That's it. That should have done something. Still pointed that way, so they are not getting animated. Not actually getting loaded properly. Or I broke the animation. Oh, I know what it is. It's that wing idle. Yeah, that's pretty good. Still not animating though. Okay, it is actually, sorry. But it's not a humanoid animation. That's interesting. It's because the animation is now getting treated as a humanoid animation, and so it's getting removed. Which means I also wouldn't be able to do a tail pose from this animation in the same way that I am currently. Okay. Not actually a big issue. We'll just say, we'll call this scene animation humanoid. And we'll save. Then, let's do a full copy of the scene. Linked copy. Let's just say full copy. And this will be generic. Okay. Thankfully, we can still use the same AutoRig Pro FBX export settings. Let's confirm that. I'm going to delete standstill here. Okay. We go back to humanoid. Good. Okay, so it is on a per scene basis. So in generic, we're only going to export the wings and the tail. And we just need to make sure we're pointing at the correct rig. We're only animating bones, so animation mesh names, unimportant. Cool. So just wings, just tail. Cool. So that's the main wing idle, which I would rather have instead of this one. Wing idle. Okay. Should work. Oh, 30. All right. Countdown has begun. Excuse me. So, NUG animations, generic. Do you want to import them? No animation data available. I just exported. Rig. Create from this model. What happens if I do humanoid then? No animation data there. Okay, so it's not our import settings. Question. It's the animation, how it's getting sent out. Set this to T pose. And export again. Oh yeah, if the animation is exactly the same as the neutral pose, which it was because I left the animation on, then there's no difference between the animation, neutral pose, there's no animation. All right, it's the last thing I do before ending the stream. What? Do I need more than one animation? Let me just turn that on and off. Actions. Exporting multiple actions, only active. Only export the first. No, I definitely want all of them. All right. Please work. Why? That is odd. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. It should work. What can I say? Unless. What if the animation's broken? Let's go back to generic really quick. Wing idle. I mean, it's moving it. If it wasn't working, it wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. All right. I think I got to call it here. Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out today. Happy Monday. I got to go get ready for a call. I don't think I'll be back on today, even though I will be working off stream later. So, yeah. Have a good one. Thank you all for hanging out. Jeannie, Uni, Ariso, Oob, anyone that's out there. Thank you all for hanging out. Hope you're having a great day.